A couple of years ago, Wes asked what it would take to get me to preach on Sunday. Turns out the answer is put my wife in charge of finding new week preachers. So here we are. We're walking, traveling with Jesus. And sometimes more attentive or present than at others. But we're here. There's this band of us, some long-timers, some just coming out for a short stay to satisfy our curiosity. There's fewer of us today. He is headed up into Gentile territory to escape the crowds, to find some respite. As we go further into this foreign land, more people drop off, but some of us just can't let him go. Some others who have been on the fringes of the crowds are actually more at home here and seem to have a piqued interest in what Jesus is doing in this land around these people. Along the way, we each get our own idea of who he is, or at least who we think he should be. To be honest, it's awfully easy to get settled into those ideas of who we think he should be. Those ideas that are more comfortable than what we'd see and hear if we were always paying attention. His pace has been relentless lately. Healing Jairus' daughter, teaching at and then being turned away from his home synagogue. Trying to go and pray and rest, but ending up teaching a horde of some 5,000 people, and then feeding us all from a few scraps. Then trying to go up into the hills to pray alone, but again being brought down to the lake, walking across the tumultuous waters to rescue his distressed disciples. Then more teaching, correcting even the Pharisees. There's been so much to take in. It's been easy to just see what we want in him. Jesus is that guy who walks around, shares some bits of wisdom here and there, heals people, gives us wine, bread, fish. There's lots to like in that. That's not to say he's straightforward. He has every appearance of being just like us. But he also talks about God being his Father in a way that's just different. There's something human and something divine about him. We're sure there's an invitation into this mystery in there somewhere. But honestly, the human-divine thing usually ends up being an excuse to discount the inconvenient things. Those things we don't want to think about. Either he's divine, so he's obviously untouched by bodily functions, needs, desires, limitations, especially those more unspeakable ones. Or he's human, so he's nothing more than a good teacher and example. But then, out of nowhere, something makes us pay attention. There's this woman. We've picked up a handful of curious Gentiles along the way, but this woman, she won't leave him alone. He's trying to get some peace and quiet. We can't begrudge him that. We would like some downtime too. It's hot outside. He deserves that quiet, shaded house. But there's this woman. This woman won't be quiet. She hunts him down. She won't shut up. Remarkably, she bows in reverent recognition of his authority, and in doing so, insinuates that Jesus belongs to her and she to him, just as he is one of ours. Coming to Jesus for healing is nothing new. We've seen it before, but this is different. What is she doing here? Jesus came to us. Jesus just healed Jairus' daughter, but he was a ruler of the synagogue. That makes sense. He didn't come here for her offspring. And he responds as it seems he should. Let the children be fed first, for it is not right to take the children's food and cast it to the dogs. After all, when the prophet said, "He will come and save you," then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf unstopped, and the lame shall leap like deer, and the tongue of the speechless sing for joy. He was talking about us, not them too, not the Gentiles, right? Wait, hold on. Did he just call her a dog? He called her a dog. You can see the reaction split in our group. Those with a smirk, she got what was coming to her, and those who twinged at the severity of his retort. But when you think of it, what mother wouldn't do everything in her power, seek out every doctor, just so her precious child could be healed? The most human thing of all. And he called her a dog, a mangy, filthy pest. Because she was not one of us, she wasn't his responsibility. The reactions among us differ, but we all expect her to slink away, ashamed and hopeless. But no, we've not seen this before. She doesn't take his meaning and walk away, although she understands him perfectly. She looks straight at him. She turns his words around on him, engages him, refuses to be dismissed. She tells him that she, as a Gentile, treats dogs better than he is treating her. She teaches him. She rebukes him. He pauses, says nothing, looks into her demanding eyes. Finally, after what seems an eternity, as we all watch from a distance, not knowing what is going to happen, not being sure of what should happen, he acknowledges her argument, her faith, her personhood, her belonging. He tells her that her own words have healed her daughter. She lets out a deep sigh of relief and anticipation, keeping Jesus' gaze for just a moment before turning and hurrying off to embrace her healed daughter. At that moment, Jesus turns, trying to find solitude again. And we could feel that he changed. And for that moment, we changed too. For some, that change would last, and for others, that change would not. Some of us would forget his fallibility, his unflattering humanity, or the humiliation of being set straight by a Gentile woman. Others would only see fault and shame in him, forgetting his act of healing and love. But for Jesus, the change stuck. He went about this land differently. The next time someone comes to him for healing, still in Gentile country, the deaf man with a stutter, things are different again. Jesus immediately sees the humanity in this outcast man. He takes him away so he can be present with him alone. There's the intimacy of his touch, those bodily fluids, and that prayer. The man goes away healed. And Jesus seems to feel healed himself. For he has done in this encounter what he should have done to the woman entire. It is not always clear why he keeps telling us not to speak of these miracles. At times it seems like he just wants a respite from the crowds and their demands. At times, I wonder if it's not because people inevitably forget the complex realities and reduce him to a magician that can make the deaf hear. Maybe he's doing so much more than that. Maybe he's healing whoever will accept his love. Maybe he's healing himself. Maybe he's healing us. Maybe He's an imperfect, fallible human in some ways, just like the rest of us. But we're expected to change like Jesus did and heal ourselves and each other.